I wanted to take off from what you said, Brittany. Actually, a lot of us have talked about relationships with other people, right?
Hmm.
Interaction. And it's really quite astonishing when you pay attention to every page in the course. There's so much relationship and interaction.
Yeah.
We have the course talks about relationship with God, our creator, talks about relationship with the Holy Spirit, talks about relationship with Jesus. The course has a lot of references to angels and treats them as real. And of course, talks about our relationships with each other. In the original dictation, there was references to parent-child relationships, therapist-patient, teacher-pupil relationships, holy relationships, special relationships. You were saying, Brittany, that we have this, a miracle is primarily an expression of love from one person to another. There's a huge amount of interaction and relationship going every which way in the course. And so, our perspective is if that's your path, honor that,
Yeah.
right? That's your path. The relationship, have a
Yeah.
relationship with God, with your creator, have a relationship with Jesus, cultivate healthy, sane, loving relationship with other people, talk to the angels even, you know,
Hmm.
and if non-duality is your path, follow that. It's a different path. And so I think that we just need to sort of admit how much there is there in terms of relationship, and how once you try to merge the two, once you say, well, this is a non-dual path, people then tend to come in and erase those relationships and say, well, that's really a metaphor. There's not really a Holy Spirit there. Other people, there's nobody out there. Um, and if you think you're supposed to express love to them, that's just your spiritual specialness. That's just your ego. And all that stuff gets erased. And I think what we should do is just say, well, if the course is our path, we honor it as such. And then I think the other thing that for me is huge is we we are some of our most basic instincts, and I think as well as our highest instincts, have to do with relationship, with the idea also of personhood, like two people who are each their own unique center of consciousness and being. Two people or two beings having a relationship, our deepest desires tend to orient around that. We want that with each other. We want that with God. And so if the course is your path, then realize the idea of persons, beings having a relationship is not something to kind of be half ashamed of. Like, well, I know it's not quite the highest way, but it's
Mhm.
something to really treasure. From my standpoint, we don't want to erase that dimension
Hmm.
of our experience.
Hmm. Yeah.
Yeah.
I want to highlight that dimension as part of our experience because I found that in our relationship is where we can have that giving and receiving, that teaching and that learning dynamic that allows both of us to ascend higher to that whatever final experience that is the goal of the course and so forth. But I feel like without the relationship, then it's all just kept in our head. It's all just kept here and it's separate.